Hi everyone. So year 2020 could be a biggest transformative year in the evolution of human beings. I know a few years from now, when we look back, 2020 in hindsight could be inflection point or a transformative year for many things in human history itself. I mean, the way we do business, the way we study, from schooling, from office work, even showing to doctor, healthcare, every sector has transformed into the digital world. And today's topic is, how can somebody gain or benefit from investing in the most addictive and most successful downloaded app in the world today is TikTok. TikTok is could be the first Chinese application or Chinese business that has become global rage. And TikTok is owned by a company called ByteDance. So how can people like us, common people, get benefit from this big rage that's happening for this Chinese app that called TikTok? So TikTok is not listed in public market. So I've created this video to find out a surrogate way of investing in this rates, because they are growing phenomenally fast and creating immense wealth within the company, and even for the private equity investors who are early to this business. So let's get into the analysis. So as I told you, here we go. That's a TikTok founder. His photo is here, Zhang Yiming. So he founded this company in 2012, and it's owned by this Chinese conglomerate called ByteDance. It's not listed in the public markets, by the by. So this is the first ever successful global company that China made, I would say, right? I mean, it is so far all walled and gardened within China, including the Alibabas of the world, although they are listed in US and global markets. But this could be an app that is being used globally. And it's been downloaded 1.9 billion times, so that's roughly 20-25% of the global population. And it's the fastest growing and most addictive, as I said in the pretext. It's a most addictive social media platform in the world today. And its USP is very simple. It's a self-expression platform, and that's a beauty. I mean, it's enticed by its filters, jazzy filters, and invigorating animation. So it attracts the young crowd. And that's why I put it here. One of the analysis that I did, it shows like the teens and the Gen Z is the set of population who are born of between 95 2000 or between 2010. That crowd, they are the main users of this app. And more than 40% of users are aged between 14 to 25. So it's a pretty much young, teens and people who are less than 25, the main users. But it's not confined to that space, but it's also proliferating towards the larger segment of the population, like the little middle-aged people as well. And the self-expression is the great and beauty of this platform, and we would have all tried using this platform at some stage. Now this has created its own set of big business people who have created immense wealth, immense money, I would say. Like income, there are this is a steady state of income like YouTube for many folks, in TikTok. So you can see the pictures here of the platform. Like there are many celebrities there. There are many new age celebrities born out of TikTok. That and the COVID-19 pandemic has created an explosion, and there is a real rage behind this platform called TikTok. And its monthly active users probably could even double from here. It's already pretty high, leaving the competitors at far bay. So the funny statistics that shows, I mean, this is a source from statistics to Statista, that shows that TikTok has been downloaded the most number of times, or most number of downloads has happened in India. And especially on the Android platform, could be the number of users in Android is much much larger. It minuscules the iOS users in India. But anyway, India is the largest downloaded. It's around 190 millions downloads of TikToks in just 2019. That's huge. Now followed by US, which is 41 million, and Turkey, Russia, or Pakistan to follow. So there we go. These are the Indian top 10 TikTok users or TikTok successful folks who have done it. And then TikTok also has its own set of people are worried, or it has its own set of enmity created, or rather than that, the suspicious users or suspicious regulators, so to say. So who are the people who are worried? I mean, it has been banned in India once in 2019. The Indian lawmakers banned it in 2019 for just 2-3 weeks, and ByteDance could negotiate and get it back, and the ban was lifted within 3 weeks. And it's again, India is contemplating the ban of this app in 2020 now, and its ban could mean that it's losing roughly $500 million per day. That's huge, right? I mean, that's almost $15 billion a month they will lose. Huge revenue loss if that happens, and we don't know whether that will come into effect. We'll wait and watch. Now, even in US, both Republicans and Democrats have questioned the Chinese government's influence through this TikTok app. That's interesting. Senators have requested a review of the national security implications of TikTok's expanding influence. So it has been banned. They had sought out to ban federal employees from using this app on their mobile phones. And there was a recent Senate announcement also to delist Chinese stocks from US exchanges. It's been passed, and there is this announcement could impact very well the future IPO plans of ByteDance, because ByteDance was trying to delist this, or rather disinvest this business from their ownership. They wanted to sell, which could generate several billions for ByteDance. So, but I know we don't know whether they will bring an IPO very soon. That was a plan, probably next 1 or 2 years, but that the current US regulation to rather announcement to delist Chinese stocks itself from US markets exchanges could very well impact the IPO dream of ByteDance, like they did Alibaba did few years back. It was a phenomenal IPO in 2016, I think, and they raised a lot of money. And ByteDance might well end up being just listed in Hong Kong or China. We don't know. But however, the firm is trying to correct its image or do a overhaul in terms of its management, and they are trying to win the hearts or confidence rather of Washington. They brought in Disney's streaming executive Kevin Mayer as a new CEO in May 2020, just a couple of weeks back. We don't know what strategy they are trying to follow there, whether that will work or not. Kevin Mayer has been with Disney, and I think ByteDance has put this person as a CEO. This very successful Kevin Mayer as a CEO could well be a change in strategy to facelift their leadership chairs. Now, they also had in 2019 YouTube's global head of creative insights, that time, Vanessa Pappas, to oversee US operations. So they're bringing overhaul in their leadership segment. And, there are very big private equity owners in this. We'll see in the next slide. But again, another a couple of application owners who are really worried, other businesses who are really worried about this popularity and gaining market share of TikTok might be Facebook and its owners. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg was worried about its growth. I mean, obviously, it's a big challenge, or a competitive challenge for Facebook and Instagram. Since like 2019, in 2019, TikTok has around 800 million monthly active users worldwide, and it was the most downloaded app, more than Facebook and Instagram in 2019. So that shows they are really giving a run for the money for their challenging social media peers. So having said that, this is the main purpose of this video. How can investors, common investors, benefit out of this fast growing segment or fast growing app? And it's not listed in anywhere in the public market. So it is TikTok is not listed, and it had a total of 1.5 billion monthly active users, annual revenue of $17 billion in 2019. So just capitalizing itself is showing a huge market capitalization. So how could we play this big trend? So here are some ways. So ByteDance, who owns this app, TikTok is a large Chinese conglomerate with implied valuations in private market of more than 100 billion to 110 billion dollars after company made recent sale of shares in private market. So SoftBank and General Atlantic both invested $3 billion in 2018 in ByteDance, and the famous Tiger Global invested in multiple tranches starting at lower valuation of 25-40 billion dollars all the way. Now recently they did an investment, bought shares in the company and valuing ByteDance at $110 billion, indicating that TikTok could grab 20% of Chinese advertising land share. But the first way is to invest in SoftBank, which holds 3%, that is $3 billion of the stake roughly at current valuation. They own 3% of ByteDance. And if ByteDance reaches $700 billion market cap in the next 5 to 7 years, probably, that is like a seven bagger. And that would take SoftBank's stake in ByteDance to 20 to 25 billion dollars, and which means that current market cap of SoftBank itself is $90 billion, which means ByteDance could be one third of their SoftBank's holding based on the current valuation. But that won't be the case. SoftBank's valuation also will rise with the rise in ByteDance valuation. That's how it typically works, not to the same proportion commensurately, but it would rise. Now, the second way to do it is through Trade Desk. Trade Desk is public listed company in US, which is a programmatic advertising leader, recently fast emerging as a leader globally, has recently tied up partnership with ByteDance that makes the viral video apps ad inventory in the desk in the Asia Pacific region available to global brands. So the agreement between Trade Desk and TikTok covers Russia and 11 other markets in Asia Pac region, including Southeast Asia, India, Australia, Japan. And Trade Desk is anyway, the next generation programmatic advertising leader in the world. It's already doing great. Now with this partnership, it's going to be even more galvanized Trade Desk revenues in the future, and with such a big user base, and even advertisers, global brands are going to gain benefit through this partnership. And Trade Desk is another way to play this theme. But otherwise, if not these two, then the only way is to wait out till they come up with an IPO in Hong Kong exchange. So that's precisely why I wanted to make this video, to show how alternate ways are there to invest in this rage. So hope investors can find some ways, and this might be helpful for them to invest in ByteDance. Thanks for being with me.